This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store Forged Irish Stout. Delighted to be joined with Ade Oladipo here in Brooklyn. The weigh-in has just finished. Mate, what on earth has just happened there? We see Bernard Hopkins and Bill Haney getting restrained. Ryan Garcia drinking beer. Ryan Garcia obviously missing weight. Absolute carnage, mate.
Yeah, it's crazy, like the 180 that Ryan's made. Ryan's always been that lovable guy, right? I mean, and look, there's always been sort of issues behind the scenes with Ryan, and he's been open about them, whether it be mental health, whether it be the issues with Bernard and Oscar. But this one seems a bit more. And I feel like we've tried to, sell it about, it could just be a case of him trolling, trying to sell the fight. There's more to it. Him missing weight by 3.5 pounds, disappointing for him as well. Like, he's never fought for a world title. This is his world title opportunity now. Even if he were to do the miracle and win it, can't take the belt. So, yeah, it is disappointing. It's disappointing for Haney. It's not easy for Haney to make 140. I know people say he used to make 135, but you can see he's a big guy. So he's pushed his body to the absolute limit to make 140, whereas Ryan has just pressed the pause button. Says, nope, we're not going there anymore. It's just not good enough. And then his friends on the stage with him dancing, and he's having what look like a beer to almost like celebrate the fact I'm here. Dude, this is America. America wild, isn't it? America is wild.
I mean, like, how worrying is it that, I suppose, going into this fight, because I think most people could be like, Garcia could be trolling, this and that. When you see the shape that he comes in, you see him miss weight, that there is no trolling with that.
No, there's no trolling. It's obviously been a tough fight camp for him. It would be nice to speak to Derek James and sort of privately and just, Derek, what's this been like? And I can imagine Derek's got some stories. But, and look, fight camp's always tough. Fight week's always tough for people, but Ryan's done this before. This isn't a new thing for Ryan to be in a big fight. You would have thought that the Gervonta Davis antics would have prepared him and helped him for this, but obviously not. It's just disappointing because it's a big fight at the Barclays, which is a massive arena. We don't see big fights here anymore. You want the fans to kind of get behind it, and you almost feel like fans are like, well, I'm not tuning in because it doesn't look like Ryan's taking it seriously. How are fans supposed to take it seriously and part with their money when the main event fight doesn't look like he's taking it seriously? You know what I mean? This isn't cheap to support boxing, so yeah, it's disappointing, super disappointing.
Regardless of how tomorrow night goes, I think general consensus is, especially now that Haney win, be marginally would be a massive favourite. Do you think there should have been more duty of care and should have been more about the people around him, trainers around Ryan Garcia, to just, I suppose, even just take him out of the limelight, I guess?
You know what? The honest answer, or the answer I'd love to say, would be absolutely yes. Come on, Derek James, have a word. Oscar, have a word. Bernard, have a word. Maybe his family. When millions and millions and millions are involved and everyone wants a piece of that pie, I don't know, man. I don't know. This is the sport of boxing. It's the wild, wild west. So I'm not quite sure. And look, the bell could go tomorrow. We could all have the shock of our lives, right? I mean, he could have been playing one big game with everyone, and he will be dangerous for 5 or 6 rounds. But I don't know, man. It's just, I like Ryan. I've been around Ryan for a few years since I've been coming to America. It's a good kid. It's a good kid, and you just want someone to kind of put an arm around him. Even if it was like an Eddie Hearn type promoter, because Eddie kind of looks after his fight, you'd like to see someone have a word with him and sit down. And if you're making a decision about pulling him, you would have pulled him a month ago. Because this has not just been erratic behaviour this week, it's been erratic behaviour for a month. But we're here.
More than a month, I'd say. Yeah.
Right, you're right. But we're here, and no one is ever going to pull a fight of this magnitude on the eve. Yeah. This guy could have come in at 150. Yeah. We're fighting the super middleweight division. That's just how it is.
Absolutely. Ade, thank you for taking time for me. We don't catch up enough, mate. We don't do many interviews. So, yeah. Yes. Oh, no, could never, mate. Top man, thank you.